Okay. Looks like we're at.
From Delta Styles, one representing.
You see it now? Yes. Okay, here we go. So now, well, first of all, everybody, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Y'all already know it is time for the power to profit. Now, guess what? When we talk about prosperity, abundance, and we talk about profiting, there are so many different ways that terminology can be used. So the reason I'm saying that is because my guest today is an herbalist. And so guess what that means? That you also want to have an abundant situation when it comes to your health. Who doesn't want a lot of good health? I want a lot of good health. So I'm going to be introducing you guys to my friend of a very, very, very age, like dinosaur time. Mental Supreme. So let me go ahead and because I want to be y'all comments and everything. Hey, Supreme.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's up? What's up? What's up?
All is well. All is well. All right. So let me go ahead and get this little thing up over here so we can go ahead and rock out. So I shared it in my story. Did you get a chance to see your story? So click on your little thing, click share into your story, then all your peoples will be able to see it.
I don't see where you said anything. Sent anything. Start. So should I go live on my?
No, go to my. Can you see it on my page on Facebook? If you go to your own Facebook page, you should see it, and if you go to my Facebook page, you should see it.
Okay, so it says live. Okay. Getting there, just.
In the meantime, guys, while Mental Supreme is going ahead and getting that together to share out to his community, I want to share with you guys my personal story with this amazing guy. So, first of all, you guys know that I came from the music industry and all that other wonderful stuff. And I met Mental Supreme. He had this event that he do weekly. If I'm not mistaken, I think he used to be on Tuesdays out in Brooklyn called Training Camp. Now, let me tell you guys, Training Camp was all about you as an artist getting on stage and giving it all you've got, because Mental Supreme had connections to, industry people that would be able to come and see you perform and all this other wonderful stuff. And maybe by the end of the night, if you put on a good show, you might get a little situation. So Mental Supreme, what I love about him is that, when you got on that stage, if you did it right, he was clapping for you. But if you did it wrong, he was just like me, no holds bars, and he was like, "What is this? Why are you on this side of the stage? Put the mic." And this was literally artist boot camp, training camp. Like when he's called this thing training camp, he was literally training, us how to be professional artists, because he was one himself. He's also, in the music industry and all that other wonderful stuff that we had going on. But guess what? For both of us, life has taken a turn, and we have absolutely elevated in consciousness. We have elevated in so many different ways. We are aware of our energy. We understand the purpose that we have here while we're here. And guess what? It's a little bit different from music. Actually, it's a lot of bit different from music. So I'm here in the transformation world, just helping you guys transform your brains, your businesses, and your bank accounts. And Mr. Goduar is the owner of an herb store called Healing Nature. Now I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Healing Nature. So you know what? As a matter of fact, I want you to go ahead and tell me. I want to introduce you, but you know what? Let me say this. Here's the all right. And his establishment, they specialize in alkaline herbs. Now I know a lot of you guys are familiar with Dr. For those of you who saw me spell it wrong, forgive me, okay? Y'all bye. I fixed it. Okay. Now nobody screaming at me. But his herbs, he specializes in alkaline herbs, which means these are herbs whose molecular structure has not been compromised by man-made chemicals of any sort. Okay. And so he's going to share with you guys a little bit more about what he does and how he does it and what can help you and how it can help you and all of that wonderful stuff today. So I'm going to have you take it away, Mr. Supreme. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Welcome.
What's up? What's up? What's up? All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we go back, ladies and gentlemen. We go back like vertebrae.
Maybe 3 decades.
We go back like fat crayons and really huge coloring books. We've been around for a very long time. Good friend of mine. What people don't know is this. I was actually dealing with herbs even back then because it's part of my family. Healing Nature, and I got to shout out to my partner, Kim Weldon. She's in the building as well, but Healing Nature.
Get her over here. Tell her, come on over here. Get on in here. Get on in here.
So Healing Nature is based off of Dr. Sebi's methodology. We only carry alkaline herbs. That's it. Medicinal herbs that help people restart their health. So you can't have prosperity. You can't have that mindset. You can't have any of that if you have poor health. Because I have plenty of very wealthy friends. I'm talking about multimillionaires that are very, very sick right now. And all that money that they have can't help them. And it's sad to see because at one point when I was younger, I wanted all the money as well. But now I'm seeing a lot of people that have all the money, they can't spend it because they're in the hospital or they're no longer with me.
Right.
So we gotta stay healthy at all costs as well.
But let me ask you, what made you get into that industry like even deeper? Because as you stated, you were already into herbs before. But was there something that transpired in your own life that you wanted to heal yourself or anything like that? Like what made you want to embark on this in such a huge way and start growing herbs and all that other wonderful stuff? What I don't want to say possessed you. What pushed you to that?
I think possession is the right word because I've always been preoccupied with death. So as a young person, I was running from death. And I was running from, I always feared being in the hospital forever, hooked up to these machines and with all these different chemicals being pumped into my body. So I kept that in my mind, and I've known a lot of people that actually have transitioned, but the life was miserable. So I never wanted that for myself. So at a very young age, I think when I was 15 years old, I stopped eating meat. I stopped eating chicken, pork, dairy, all of those things at 15, 16 years old. And then it was just a natural progression. Like I said, it's been in my family. Herbs have been in my family for a long time. And so while we was doing the training camp, I was involved with herbs and Reiki healing and a lot of different other things. But I didn't know how people would take it because,
I feel you. I can absolutely identify with you on that. Go ahead.
When we was on that stage, shit was raw. Shit was very real. And although I would drop little gems here and there because I didn't want to, bore anybody. And remember, I ran the training showcase for 20-something years, the longest unsigned showcase in the country. 20-something years. But here and there, I would drop little gems. And then people started, when this coronavirus thing started hitting, people was like, hey, I remember you saying this about this herb, and I remember you saying this about this herb. Do you have anything for coronavirus? And then I would give them, Mullen leaf, Gordolobo, a few other compounds, and it would literally take people from the hospital to putting them back into their house again, and ultimately putting them back into better health. So I had an opportunity to open up this store, which is in Port Jefferson, New York, and we got a few stores now, and it hasn't really been that long. And right now, you'll be so surprised how many people are actually reversing illness. They're bringing in at least twice a week. They're bringing in the doctor's paperwork,
right,
saying how they had high cholesterol or they had protein in their urine, which signifies a kidney issue. That's completely clean. They're bringing all the paperwork over to us, and it's just a matter of kind of just switching lifestyles.
mm,
See, here's the thing, right? And I always say this: you're going to be older a lot longer than you're going to be younger.
that's true.
I'm 55 years old, and not too many people know that. So when I was rocking with you 20 something years ago, I still was an old head. You feel me?
Right, yeah.
But I saw the value in health at a very, very young age. You know what I mean? So I just want to see all my people and everybody that wants to live longer, and not only longer, but live a healthy life. I want to help you with that, if possible.
Yes. So let me ask you, what do you find that most people come into your establishment for that they need healing with?
I see a lot of people can't sleep. A lot of people have anxiety, neurological issues,
Mm,
problems with the nervous system. That's what that means. A lot of people have inflammation. Um, a lot of people come in with a variety of different ailments. So it's not the biggest thing I would say is lack of energy.
lack of energy. Okay.
People
And
are run
so
down.
that makes sense though, with it being lack of energy, because guess what? They're eating all types of foods that drain their energy and they don't even know it. So, if we think about, when you're eating meat, you're actually taking on the energy and the vibration of that animal. And so if you're not putting living foods in your body and you're putting dead foods in your body, chances are you're going to feel dead. Your energy is going to feel low. And whatever that animal or traumatic trauma that animal experienced before it was being slaughtered, if it wasn't how do they call that, farm grown, or y'all know what I'm talking about, where they don't hurt the chickens or whatever the animals are, they just do whatever, I don't know.
A free
Yeah,
range, I
cage,
believe.
right, cage free, that's what I'm talking about.
Here's the thing, right? I asked myself this question probably when I was 16. And that question was this: how can I take dead food and put it into a live body and expect to get life? And mathematically, it just didn't make sense to me. Scientifically, it never made sense to me. But I do remember vividly asking myself that question: how is that possible? How am I adding on to my years here on the planet Earth? Secondly, I just want to piggyback on something you said. Your eating habits not the only thing that can be attributed to your stress. Right now,
Right,
we're in a stressful time, and with
right,
everything that's going on with this virus, with these vaccines, with cops killing people, all of this stuff is lowering your immune system right now. So it's very, very important for us to keep our immune system on high, more so now than ever, because life in America is not fair. You understand? And we have to survive America. But if we don't put ourselves in a better position, it's going to be that much difficult, that much more harder to survive this.
that's very true, that's very true. So what would you like if I was to come to you and I said I'm struggling with anxiety and I can't sleep, what would you recommend to me as a really good herb or herbs that I can actually?
Well, you froze up right now on the screen, but I don't know if you hear me or not. but if you can, we actually get a
I
lot
hear
of
you
people.
fine.
We actually get a lot of people that
Can you
come
hear?
in, and yeah, I hear you. We actually get a lot of people that come in, and the questions are very similar to what you just said. Can't sleep. I'm nervous, depressed. You have something that can help you. And one of the herbs that I go to in that case would be blue vervain. Blue vervain or
Mm,
hops. Now, these are nerve eyes. So they increase the dopamine and the serotonin levels in the body without harmful side effects of chemically driven drugs. And if you can't sleep, blue vervain allows you to sleep soundly throughout the course of the night and then wake up refreshed. Um, blue vervain comes from a number of different places. It gets its origins in Africa, but right now the best source for blue vervain is Bulgaria. So we get
mm.
we get our shipment straight from Bulgaria, and it works wonders. It helps people kind of restore their sleep patterns, and people love it. As well as again, makes them feel good. It's a feel good. It's a feel good plant. No chemicals, no side effects.
Wow, that makes sense. And I'm so glad that you said the key word, no side effects.
No side
That's
effects
the key.
whatsoever.
That is the key.
But I have to say this, and everybody that comes into the store, I always, before they check out, before they pay for their items, I always point them to the alkaline food list. And on that food list,
Mhm.
I tell people, take a picture, take out your phone,
Right.
take a picture of this alkaline food list, which Dr. Sebi created, rest in peace. But I always tell them everything that happens to us starts in our guts, starts in our stomach.
That's a
So I don't know where the host went, but
fact. I
yeah, everything
had to get
starts
rid of the dog.
everything starts with what we're eating. So you definitely, and it doesn't happen overnight. So I tell everybody, take baby steps. Take baby steps. There's no way in the world that you're going to stop eating meat overnight. In actuality, if
I
I had to
did.
stop, let me just say this. I'm at my age right now, if I had to stop eating meat, chicken, fish, pork, all that shit overnight, I couldn't do it. I stopped when I was 15, 16 years old.
Mm,
But if I had, in all honesty, if I had to do it now, it'd be very difficult, extremely difficult. So what I tell people is this:
right.
take baby steps. Don't expect it to happen overnight. Take baby steps. It took you 40 something years, 30 something years, 20 something years to get there. It's not going to happen overnight where
Right.
you're full of all the stuff. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I want to add to that as Mr. Supreme is sharing with you guys that it doesn't happen overnight. You guys know I share with you that your mindset does not change overnight. Yes, you guys may come and y'all may do a 3-day, inclusive everything event with me, right? And we get through our goals and we get through our mindset and all of that other stuff, right? But by the third day, you're good. By the time you get home, not even more than 2 days, minimum 2 days, you're going to be going back to the old paradigm, to the old way of thinking, unless you are continuously reinforcing the new beliefs that I get to you, the new behaviors that I get to you, the new habits that I get to you. So it's the same thing when it comes to your health. You have to continue to keep those herbs in your body. You don't just, you take it for a night and tomorrow you heal. It don't go like that.
So
Your negative thinking patterns was the same thing. Your negative thinking patterns, it was 40 years of you thinking negative before you got to me and assisted you with transforming that, right? Same thing. It was 40 years, like Supreme said, that you've been eating all this terrible food. And you
but
expect to just take a spoon and it don't go like that. Okay? You
just to,
gotta be
just to add
committed
on,
to your health.
just to add on to what you're saying,
Go ahead, go
also,
ahead.
food.
Yes.
Follow me now. Food triggers those negative thinking patterns that you talk about as well.
Yep.
Food.
Yep.
Listen, right now, the food that we're eating And I want to simplify it because once you synthesize all of it, it all boils down to sugar. That's the number one drug in America, sugar. It all goes back to sugar. And what we're eating triggers how we feel right now, what we think, all of those different things. So I believe that everything really begins with what you're putting into your body. You know, as a youngster, I never thought about you are what you eat. You know, you heard that a million times. I never gave a shit about that. You understand? But now, really heavy into the field, I realized that, listen, you really are what you eat. You know what I mean? There's no way possible that you're going to prosper anywhere if your eating habits are still the same. There's no way. There's just no way.
Right.
You know? So
no, it's impossible. It's impossible. And that's the same. That's why your mindset is also very important, because if you don't have a strong mind, you're going to start your health regimen, you're going to start trying to get better, and then you're going to get lazy and be like, I don't feel like doing this, I don't feel like taking this, and you're going to get nowhere. So what other elements would you say is a high thing besides anxiety? I know depression. What about depression, anxiety, and depression? They kind of go together, right?
yeah, it's all part of the neurological system, the nervous system. But again, let's talk about your immune system, because once your immune system gets low,
Yes.
you're susceptible to almost anything. So you want to do things, participate in things that keep your immune system on high. One of the best ways to do that also is through sea moss, Irish moss, Chondrus crispus in particular. Now you hear so much talk about sea moss. Everybody, I got sea moss over here. This guy sea moss is not good. Sea moss, sea moss, sea moss. Right now, and I'm about to really break it down to you. Sea moss in particular right now is very difficult to find. Just sea moss in general. Now, good sea moss is even more difficult to find. So scientists have found a way to actually make sea moss in a laboratory. They make sea moss in a laboratory in Boston now. You know, either that or it comes from unclean waters. So you have to really, really, really be cognizant of where you're going, because everything's about profit now. They're not worried about the quality. It's all about, the quick turnaround. So they're just feeding you anything because they know that sea moss is a trending thing right now. You know what I mean? So just try to, the best thing that I can do was this: do all the research you possibly can on sea moss and what bad sea moss, the attributes of bad sea moss are as well. You know what I mean? Because taking bullshit sea moss is not going to do the body any good at all. But if you find good sea moss, which we have at Healing Nature, you definitely want to take advantage of that. Because as you know, as everybody knows, the body is composed of 102 trace minerals, right? And sea moss possesses 92 out of those 102 trace minerals. The other 10 can be attributed to bladderwrack, which is also a sea vegetable. So that brings you up to the whole 102 trace minerals that your body needs. That's why when we give people sea moss, almost in no time, they're like, oh my God, what did you give me? Why do I feel like this? All we're doing is giving your body back problems it's never had. And then from there, your mind state changes and how you feel changes. All these things, so how you walk changes, how you talk changes, how you interact with your family members and your kids and society at large. All of that changes just by just altering your diet.
That's totally true. Totally true. So guys, if you guys have any health concerns that you like to heal now, so try to put them in the comments and have our herbalists tell you what. So if you have whatever your issue is, whatever it is, like I'm not the herbalist here. I have to help you with your brain. But go ahead.
Let me say this, right? This phrase herbalist been thrown around for years. All I want to do is say this: I'm not an herbalist. People consider me that, but I'm not. I'm just a regular person who grew up with herbs, and I understand how they work
Yes.
and work with the body. You know what I mean? I'm no different than anybody. Anybody, if you want to apply yourself to learning this information, it's for you to learn. The one thing I want to say is this, and think about it. When they removed the African from Africa during slavery, one thing that they didn't bring was the food. They never brought the Africans food because during that time, there was no cows in Africa. There was no chickens in Africa.
Right.
There was no food in Africa. All that came from Europe. What did we eat? Alkaline, plant-based foods. And that's where we was at 1,000% ourselves. So we have to try to go back to the herbs. The herbs are life. Fresh, clean eating is life.
That makes so much sense. So when we say that fresh eating is life, right? What is your daily regimen that you follow so that you actually stay healthy and have that vitamin and focus and all of that wonderful stuff that people need in their lives every day? What is your regimen, your daily routine?
I think that for me, first and foremost, you have to have the desire to win. You have to have the desire to break chains, to change. You have to have the desire to do something different with life. You have to have the desire to do research. You have to have the desire to dig deeper. Once you have that undying fire, anything is possible. From there, you'll just follow the steps and then you'll get to where you need to go. Me, I like avocados. In the morning, I'll have avocados, salad, red peppers. During the day, I'll have quinoa, garbanzo beans. At night, maybe some type of soup or something. But the thing about it is this, again, I'm not perfect, right? There are days when I slip up, of course, but I don't eat meat.
Right.
I don't
We
eat
all
dairy.
do.
But I don't want to put myself in a category where people are looking up to me like, listen, I'm a regular person, just like you. The only difference is I've disciplined myself since at a very young age. You know what I mean? But I'm not doing anything
it's a lifestyle, guys.
that anybody can do. What I'm doing, anybody can do. You just got to apply yourself.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
that's true.
Even
And
my
it's stuff,
partner, Kim
but
Weldon, she's so focused and so disciplined with her eating regimen. She's so focused and disciplined with the desire to help people in all areas of her life. You know what I mean? So everything starts with that desire. You got to see through the fog just enough time to say, listen, hey, I can do this. Nothing's impossible.
requires a commitment, guys. It definitely requires a commitment, and you do have to. At the end of the day, we've all experienced. We ate what we was told to eat for the most.
Right. Right.
That's bad for you. They just made it and said, sit down and eat them hot dogs. Sit down and eat that, go sit in front of the TV, eat them oodles and noodles. Go ahead.
Right.
So
Because
we found
they didn't have the knowledge. They didn't have the knowledge. And
right. Exactly.
I say this. In America, there's so many different ways to fail. So many different pitfalls and snags and all this other stuff to take you off your path. But there's not too many ways to win. And I can tell you this for certainty. If you want to win, try to improve your health. Because once you improve your health, you will not lose. You can't lose. You know what I mean? But if you just smoke your health away, or drink your health away, or eat the bullshit food your health away, you've already lost.
Yeah.
And now you have to really pay attention because the United States government is getting really tricky. They're so tricky that if I start talking about some real shit, your program is with me on it is probably not going to be aired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
what I will say
understand.
is this: pay attention. Everybody, pay attention to what's happening. You want to know about these vaccines? Go to the Moderna website. Go to the Moderna website and let them tell you what their quote unquote vaccine is. One thing I will say is it's an onboard operating system. Kind of like
Mm.
an onboard operating system in here.
Yeah.
There's an onboard operating system in here.
Yeah. That's true.
So I'm not going to get too deep into that, but all I'm saying is, listen, time for sleeping is over.
We have somebody here. I'm not sure into those type of different these. I don't like to call these type of stuff like this. You know, y'all, the way that my brain thinks is just such on a completely different frequency. I'm very mindful of the words that come out of my mouth. But lupus is what she has. I know because my cousin had lupus that some of the symptoms of lupus would be that their body just aches a lot.
Sure.
And they do feel drained a lot, you know. So what would you say for someone who has those type of problems?
Well, without really speaking to the person to get details, right off the bat, I'm going to say you want to deal with the inflammation, you want to deal with the fatigue, you're going to do sea moss and bladder. Right off the bat, I want to just say that without even talking to the person. Right off the bat. If they want me to get into a deeper analysis of what's happening with them, just do me a favor. Follow us on IG at Healing Nature _ Port Jefferson. And, you know, you DM me there on my number. What's that?
Right.
So
On IG.
It's Instagram. It's Healing Nature _ Port Jefferson. And just follow us over there. You can hit us on the DM and we'll walk you through everything that you need to know step by step. No problem. That's easy. But the first question is, are you willing to make the changes necessary to obtain good health?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question.
Are you guys? That is the question. Because you could say you want it, but will you do what it takes in order to turn your health around? And when you turn your health around, you have an opportunity to turn your life around. And that's what this is about. It's about us taking a chance on you. You done took a chance on man-made medicine long enough. It ain't work. It's giving you other side effects rather than helping you. And you guys are so committed to taking that medicine every day, but you won't take herbs.
You know what it is?
Put in your body to where
here's what it is.
You don't. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
They become addicted to, and here's the thing: we can't fault them because they become addicted to the medicines. And the big thing here is there's food addictions. Everybody gets stuck on food addictions. Food addictions is very real, like cocaine, like heroin, like opioids. There's a such thing as food addictions, and it's very difficult to get over. Again, remember, everything synthesizes back to sugar, and sugar is the #1 drug in America right now, and it always has been. Sugar.
Now, do you think that that sugar is like the #1 issue, right? It's addictive. It is hella addictive because look, even though I don't like candy, Don't y'all know sometimes I go under a sugar attack and I be like, oh my God, I just need a Jolly Rancher, or I just need some Kool-Aid. It's like, man, I don't even eat this type of stuff. But
Yeah,
when my body
yeah.
it needs it, I'll just be, maybe I'll go make some tea. Sometimes I'll just try to use like the natural brown sugar and stuff like that. But you guys respond to that. It'd be like, no, where's the poison? Where is the poison? And I'm just keeping it 100. Because if your body is addicted to the poison, it's still gonna look for it. So it's just like he said, like a crack fiend who might have went through rehabilitation and everything. And then all of a sudden, they little friends start coming back around that they used to smoke with, get high with, and all of a sudden they get this urge. So they say, okay, well, let me just have one, I'm gonna be all right. And the next thing you know, they're going through that whole cycle all over again, having to go through rehabilitation all over again, and it's just not worth it.
And on top of that, you have parasites in your body that feed off of sugar. So when you're hungry for sugar,
Yes.
or you're feeding for sugar, it's not even really you. The parasites are saying, feed me.
Right.
I want the sugar. Feed it.
me.
Give it to me.
Yep.
So that's what it is. So when we start talking about healing, and I want to say this because I don't want to forget this, there's 3 steps to healing. The first step is going to be fasting. Fasting. Removing those parasites, those toxins, that addiction from the body. If you could do 1 to 3 days, that's fine. Fasting. Even intermittent fasting. You know what I'm saying? The second thing you want to do,
yes,
the second thing we're going to go into is the cleansing phase. You're going to clean the body with these alkaline herbs that we have. Remove the mucus from the body. And the third and the final stage is going to be the revitalization stage. That's when we give the body back what it's supposed to have and get it jump started the way it's supposed to be running. You know what I mean? And then from there, of course, by that time, you should be in a space to, take on different eating habits. And it's not easy. It's not easy, but you can do it. If you really want it, anybody can do it.
Hey, come on, guys, you can do it if you put your mind to it. Come on, guys, you can do it if you put your mind to it. That's all it takes. Y'all put your mind to wanting to eat healthier, wanting to put the right things in your body. And I believe starting with herbs as the natural look, guys, we didn't have any of this other stuff before. So until they start giving us this other stuff, herbs, plants, that's all there was. There was no other options. Even the dogs, the animals only ate this. So there was no other stuff. So somebody decided to package it, turn it into a monetary thing, and then they decided to poison you in the process at the same time, feeding you and injecting the animals and all kinds of stuff, meaning they're injecting your mind because as you're eating it, it's affecting, as Supreme also shared with you guys, and I share with you guys, right? That when you're eating those animals and they have trauma, and that trauma comes into your body. Sometimes after you eat chicken or something like that, if it's uncaged or whatever, you might feel angry and you're wondering like, why do I feel so mad? I don't even have a reason to be mad. It's because you actually took on the energy of that animal for however many long it decides to stay in your body until it's digested out. You're going to be feeling like that because that's what the animal experienced.
And we have to look at it like this also. The digestive system of humans is very long as opposed to carnivores. The digestive system of, let's say, lions or flesh-eating animals is very short. So it goes in and it comes out. Us, that meat has to stay and it ferments and it becomes toxin. It stays in our intestinal tracts for far too long. And this turns into inflammation, and this turns into the buildup of mucus, and now we have the problems. You know what I mean? So we definitely just want to be cognizant of that. Nothing happens overnight, but do your best. Do your best.
So how do besides Instagram, do you guys have a website? Like, let's just say someone wanted to place an order for some of the herbs that you mentioned tonight that could actually help them. Or maybe they might need a session. You know, maybe they need a moment with you to actually have a consultation or have you. You know, how can they reach you
Well,
to share with you what they're experiencing to help them?
well, we have a website, welivemazinglives.com.
WeLiveAmazingLives.com.
Right. But
Okay.
the best way to do it is to get on our IG. Once again, IG at Healing Nature _ Port Jefferson. And we have a store, a square store set up on the site. You just click that, you go right to the square store. But to make it even easier for you, I'm going to give out my phone number. So if anybody
All
has
right.
any questions, see, and everybody tells me, don't do this, don't do this. But listen, I've had this number for 30 years. I've been doing this for 30 plus years. My phone number is
Right.
347 249 9441. Again,
Okay.
347 249
347.
9441. If you need me, if you have any questions or concerns, sometimes people don't want to go online. Sometimes people want to get a live person on the phone right then. Well, guess what? This is what I do.
Exactly. So I'm trying to get the number so that I can put it in. But that's okay.
9441.
All right. So I hope you guys got that number. Y'all wrote it down. Make sure you write it down. I'm going to type it here. Hold on. Tell me the number one more time, screen.
347 249.
349.
No, 347. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, sister. 347 249 9441. Oh, your screen's frozen, so I didn't hear anything. Did you say something?
Okay. I did. How about now?
347.
Is that
Yep, that's it. That is definitely it. We also do qigong. We also teach qigong. We also do Reiki healings as well. Traditional Reiki,
beautiful?
traditional qigong. Those are different healing modalities as well.
That's awesome. So guys, definitely get with Supreme. You know, if you are in the New York, New Jersey area, excuse me, then stop by his place so that you can actually meet with him, talk with him and his partner, you know,
Right.
be inspired. You want to be surrounded by people who have used herbs to heal because it's going to give you the confidence that you can do it as well. You know, that you
Right.
can feel better, that you can do better, and you can think better after you put some better things inside your body, right? So
Right.
I know, like earlier, I had a crazy headache, and I'm like, oh God, where did this headache come from? But I remember there is something that I ate that has some traces of meat in it, but it was making me feel terrible. What did I eat? I say who's getting on my nerves while I got a headache. The first thing I said was, "What did I eat?"
Yeah.
Because what you put in your body is a reflection of how you feel.
Yes.
Period.
And let me just add on to that.
Period.
And this is one of the things I've been saying for a very, very long time. And out of all the things that I said today, this is probably going to be the most important thing. I've been saying this for years. The quicker you understand this, the quicker life will transform for you. Now, what I'm going to say is this: how you feel must show up in your life in the form of the experiences that you have. Write that shit down. How you feel must and will always show up in your life as an experience. So it's very important for you to take control of how you're feeling. Don't put yourself, your feelings on what do you say, autopilot anymore. You're in control. Right. You're in control of how you. I know you go with the mindset thing, but I'm talking about how you feel right now. It's always going to show up in your life as an experience. So, guys, if there's one take-home thing, let it be that. You know what I mean? Because you are totally 100% in control of what happens in your life.
I totally agree with that. And I'm just going to share this with you guys. And then we're going to go ahead and wrap it up because I'm sure Supreme has some other things to do, as well as myself. Y'all know I always say to you, what you feel, you make real. So when all of these different things going on in your mind, you're telling your body that, yeah, I want to feel like this. I want to feel jacked up. I want to feel anxious. I want to feel. And so guess what your body does? It's going to adjust to what you're thinking, and it's going to make you feel that way. So one of the things that I practice when I realize that I'm feeling some kind of way is I remind myself that I get to tell my body how to feel. And I also have the power to tell my mind what to think. So I can very easily tell my body, I don't like the way I feel right now. So I'm choosing to feel good. I'm choosing to feel vitality. I'm choosing to feel excited. And the more that I say these words and I tell my body, I'm choosing to feel happy. I'm choosing to feel great. I'm choosing to feel energetic. The more I say it, my brain now takes on the self-image of somebody who feels that way. And so then what happens is my brain is in alignment now with what I said I want to feel in my body. And now my body is now in alignment with the message that I just sent to my brain of how I want to feel. Supreme will tell you, when we first got on our session tonight, I was like, oh my God, I don't feel good. My stomach hurts. Right? And I'm like, okay, you know what to do for this. You about to go live. You're going to pass that stuff right on out of here. Now, I don't feel like that. I feel great now.
So,
but it's because I'm telling myself how to feel. Go ahead.
Let me just piggyback on what you're saying before we get out of here, because what you're demonstrating right now is what we like to call heart-based emotion. Coming from a heart-based perspective. See, a lot of people don't realize this. The heart gives signals to the brain. And I've said that for about 10 years now.
Yes.
But the thing about it is this. During this whole gestation process, when the child is coming into the world, what's the first thing to manifest in a physical form? It's not the brain. It's not the leg.
That's right.
It's not the spine. It's the heart. And the science is really deep. It's the heart. The heart is the first organ to manifest itself in a physical way during that whole process. The heart actually, once people realize this, the heart actually gives signals to the brain. I mean, and one of the ways to put you in control, like I said before, is heart-based emotion. This is why how you feel you make real. That's a very real statement. How you feel shows up in your life as experiences. That's what it is. And once people realize that, your life has no choice but to change. I'm going to tell you this, Takia. I don't know how many years I sat around saying, I want $1 million. I want that girl with the short skirt on and the big ass. I want the business. This shit doesn't work. But when I learned how to feel, when I learned how to feel and what my heart is talking to everything in the world that surrounds me, and I just feel a certain way, and it shows up in my life. We're talking about finances. We're talking about women, the woman of my dream. We're talking about all of these different things. It's the feeling universe. That's it. You can't
That's absolutely real. That's real. Because you guys know, I am the prosperity genius. So being the genius, what he's saying is absolutely correct. That it works for money and it also works for your health. Guess what? You
Yeah.
can think your way back into good health. You feel your way back into good health. Choose how you're going to feel. Start telling
But
yourself
remember,
that,
what I said is
each
this. Yeah.
day I'm feeling better and better. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Supreme.
What I'm saying is this. I said this is a feeling universe. I didn't say
Yep.
this is a thinking universe. I don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
misconstrued. You can say whatever you want to say when I leave here, but I'm telling you right now, you're not going to
Mm-hmm.
think your way through this shit. But you can
No,
feel your way
no,
through
no,
this.
no. Right. But it starts with the thought. You get what I mean? For
It
them,
doesn't start
for
with
those who
thought.
don't know, they're not gonna go to their heart first,
Let me just say
unless
it.
they know what we know. But it's gonna start with one. It's gonna start with that decision in your mind of what you want, and then you get to choose at that point to feel and experience whatever it is that you
Did you
wish
know
to bring
this?
forth.
Did you know this? And I don't think a lot of people do know this. This world that we live in is composed of what they call
Okay.
electromagnetic energy, right? It has many different names. Some people call it God. Some people call it Allah. Some people call it the Matrix. Some people
Yeah.
call it the web. There's so
Energy,
many different
whatever.
names to it. But
Right.
I'm going to say this, that the electric field that the heart possesses is 100
It's
times stronger
stronger.
than the electric field
Already
of the
know.
brain. The magnetic field, for the people
Absolutely.
that don't know, the
Absolutely.
magnetic field of the heart is up to 5,000 times. Now, I want you to hear me on this.
Um,
The magnetic field that the
that's true.
heart has is up to 5,000 times stronger than the magnetic field that the brain possesses.
Yes, that's
So
true. That's a
we're
fact.
talking science now.
Yep.
We're talking, and science that I'm talking about is I'm talking about African science.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, listen, I love interviewing with you. You are the prosperity queen. I've admired your work. Listen, let me tell you something. I admired you when you was on the stage. I admire the transition that you've
Thank
made
you.
in this life, man. I'm so
Thank you.
proud of you. And you have such a beautiful spirit. I'm going to tell you something. Don't lose what you have. You're a beautiful spirit, and spirits like yours are very rare. So very rare, man. I want to thank you
Yes.
for having me.
Very.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. So, guys, definitely make sure that you guys follow Metro Supreme on Instagram. And I was trying to put
Healing
it in here,
nature
but what I'll do is
underscore
Healing
Port Jefferson
Nature.
underscore Port Jefferson
Healing Nature Port
underscore
Jefferson. Let me
underscore
check.
Port Jefferson.
I got
Yeah.
okay. Port Jefferson, Port, right?
Yeah. So I'll say it once again. Healing nature underscore Port Port Jefferson.
Uh, so
Mine's up. God damn it. Mine's up.
mine's up. Yes. Y'all know
I
what
know
time
that.
it is. It's time to keep your minds up, guys. It's about keeping it positive. It's about keeping it powerful and choosing to keep it powerful. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to make sure that I get this up here, and then I got another thing that's
Healing
playing in the
nature
background.
underscore Port
So
Jefferson.
what I was saying is
Yes.
to make sure that's right.
Yes.
All right, because y'all know I'm the typo queen, okay? I know how to spell, but I got some big thumbs over here, maybe. I am the typo queen, all right?
That's
So even
funny.
though I'm
That's
author,
right.
I still good work. I'm typo queen, okay? Typo queen.
That's
But
right.
I ain't gonna claim that for
You're just
myself.
very busy. That's
I
all.
am.
You're just very
It's
busy.
true. It's very true. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and exit. And if you guys still have any questions, he will be able to still, have access to this live and answer your questions. You can also inbox him. He's much more fluent on Instagram. All right. So do go to Healing Nature underscore Port Jefferson, or you can actually follow him as Mental Supreme,
Right.
on
On
Instagram
IG. Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
because
almost
he
forgot
always
about that.
does some lives. Yes, he does. So we're gonna rock out of here, guys. And I'm gonna tell you guys, just don't forget, no matter what, to always keep it positive, keep it
Takia,
powerful, and most
Takia,
importantly, keep it perfect. You can't hear me?
Takia, Takia. Can we just walk
Yeah,
around
can
the
you hear
shop
me?
real quick before we go?
Yeah, you didn't do that. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's the whole purpose of you being in.
Can you see? Can you see anything?
Yes. Yes, I see the herbs, I see the sands and everything. Nice. Beautiful.
This is from Togo,
So guys,
Africa.
this is
Reiki bracelets.
this wow. Do you
We
guys
got.
do things with copper and stuff like that? Is that good?
We have copper. Yeah.
Do you guys do wrap crystals and stuff like that?
Oh no, we don't wrap crystals.
Okay, that's so nice. Look at that. Beautiful. I love the energy of the store, man.
You see that?
That's awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
We got
Awesome.
body
Awesome.
butters.
So you yes, body, but look all these amazing products that he has, guys. Y'all better go ahead over there if you in New York, New Jersey, the
Natural
tri-state
deodorant.
area. And you mail them out, right? If they need to do a mail order, you can do
Oh
a
yeah,
mail order for
we
them,
do it
right? For
next
those
day.
people who don't live that
We do it next day.
way. Nice. They do next day
Sage.
delivery on the herbs that you need. And sage, I
And
can
we
use
got the amazing
some of
life
that right now.
shirts. We got the amazing life shirts.
Wow.
All flavors.
Nice.
Look, I'm not
Nice.
fucking around. I'm not fucking
I
around.
see. I see. Well, you know what, Supreme, you've never been the type to F around.
Right.
Like when you had a focus and it was something that you really wanted, I've always seen you go for it. I've always seen you
Yeah.
get what you want. Literally. Even back
Yeah.
in our days. Like you would say, all right, I'm gonna earn this amount of money tonight. And you'll be at the door
Wow.
counting like, okay,
You
get
are funny.
closer.
You remember that?
Of course, listen, I observe everything because remember, me being said you certain things that you didn't want to say to people. I would energetically pick up everything
Wow.
in that place, which is why sometimes I will go outside because the energy would be too dense. And sometimes when certain people would come in and the energy would be, a little crazy. So I had to just go outside, get some air, and come back. And I would refresh. Nobody knew I was doing this. I would refresh my own energy and bring it back into the place. And I would
Right.
literally notice how people energy shifted. And nobody knew I was doing it. Not even you. Nobody knew, but that's what I was doing. Going outside to energize and come back into the place and put on a damn good show.
You always killed it on stage, always. But let me just fast forward this. You want to know something?
Go ahead.
And I'm surprised we didn't touch base on this. I probably got maybe 2 seconds left, 5 seconds left. But you came to my first seminar. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
Outside of
Yes.
the pyramid, when I decided to do something different, you came to my very first seminar. There was like 10 of us there. And you stayed the
I
whole
remember.
time. You was right in the front row. And I think you brought your
Yep.
son, right?
I sure was. Yep.
You
Because
was
you know
there.
what? It was like, yeah, I was. And I was excited for you because
You
for
was
me,
so
it was like,
excited.
yeah, that's a thing. You know why? Because honestly, for a while, I felt alone, like teaching what I knew, because I knew a lot of people wasn't on that level of consciousness yet. So when to see you have the wisdom that we both had, and neither one of us said anything, it was nothing but divine time for us to reconnect because there was something else bigger. And here it is. This is the start of that something bigger that we have been waiting for the whole time.
I'm tremendously proud of you. I've always been a supporter, but bigger than that, man. your spirit. And you probably hear this a lot. Listen, let me tell you something. We're friends and everything, but if you was a bullshit chick, I'll tell you you're a bullshit chick. I have no problem saying that.
I
But your
know.
fucking spirit has
Look,
always been
trust me, I
so
know.
right. Your spirit has always been so genuine, and it comes out in your videos. I see it like, oh, and I'm like, yo, this is the real her. This is what happiness looks like. So
Yes.
keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm so proud of you, and you got my support no matter what.
Thank you so, so much. That means the world to me coming from you. I thank you and I appreciate you. And I thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come and build with my audience today. And if you guys have questions and y'all need Supreme to come back in again, just let me know. I'll have him come on in and y'all get y'all questions together though. You know what? Get your questions together on the side so that when we come, he could bang them out. He can bang them out.
Mine's up,
all right? Mine's up, guys. We love you. We love you. We love you. We're out of here. And thanks again. Make sure you go follow Mental Supreme, guys. Y'all see it right there. Healing Nature.
Big
Fort
up
Jefferson _ Fort Jefferson. Visit his.
Yes. Big up to my partner, Kim Weldon. You know what I'm saying? She's in the building right now.
Big up to Kim. Yes, shout out to Kim. Big up to you, Kim. I accepted her friend's request, so we're buddies now. I'm gonna bring her on here too, so she can talk about.
Oh yeah,
that she know. You know,
she's better than me. Yeah,
I wanna right on in here.
You got it. Listen,
okay.
I'm gonna get
so
out
everybody
of here.
left us. Supreme, since we got 0 guests, they all left us because we were saying bye. So we could go ahead and
thank you so much, Takia.
All right, guys. Bye. You're welcome. Bye, guys.